Donald Trump seems to be tying himself in knots with his flip-flop on the Turkish invasion of Syria. He has said that it's not, the US's problem. Then he's gone on to say that he will take action against Turkey if it doesn't stop bombing Syria. And then he's also, of course, threatened sanctions, but now said it's not America's problem, it's European problem, it's a Russian problem. Take a look at all that has happened in the last week.
Trump pulled U.S. troops from the Kurdish-dominated region in Syria. That allowed Turkey to launch a cross-border military invasion in Syria. Now, Trump denies giving Erdogan the green light to invade Syria.
Even after all you have seen, ISIS prisoners freed, all the humanitarian disaster, you don't have any regret for giving Erdogan the green light to invade?
I didn't give him a green light.
Well, did you tell him?
That's
did he defy
the same thing
you?
as you just, when you make a statement like that, it's so deceptive. Just the opposite of a green light.
At the same time, Trump says that the Kurds are no angels.
I'm not going to get involved in a war between Turkey and Syria, especially when, if you look at the Kurds, and again, I say this with great respect, they're no angels. If you look at PKK, take a look at PKK. ISIS respects PKK. You know why? Because they're as tough or tougher than ISIS. You take a look at a lot of the things having to do, you have to say it, nobody wants to say it. We're making the Kurds look like they're angels.
Trump injected more confusion into the discourse by writing a terse letter to Erdogan. In the 9th October letter, Trump persuaded Erdogan to reconsider his decision to invade Syria. Erdogan had told Trump about his plans over a phone call on 6th October. Trump wrote, and I quote, "Let's work out a good deal. You don't want to be responsible for slaughtering thousands of people, and I don't want to be responsible for destroying the Turkish economy, and I will." He also told Erdogan, quote, "You don't want to be a tough guy. Don't be a fool. Don't let the world down," unquote. Trump also attached a copy of a letter sent to him by the Kurdish general Mazlum Kobani, saying that he was willing to negotiate with the Turkish forces. Bureau Report, Wion, World is One.
And now, let's bring you the latest from Hong Kong, where the city's Legislative Council has turned into an arena of conflict, and the Chief Executive Carrie Lam arrived today at the Legislative Council hoping to justify her policy address and possibly take some questions. But the scenes were quite similar to yesterday as pro-democracy lawmakers protested in the House and heckled Lam, prompting the Council to adjourn prematurely. For a second consecutive day, the Council guards ended up dragging the pro-democracy lawmakers out of the chamber. There were also calls for Lam's resignation. And during her policy address, Lam focused mostly on problems like housing and a growing communication gap between the people and their leaders.
We are very committed to engaging different sectors in society, but the dialogue that we are establishing takes various forms. So one form is the sort of open, district-based dialogue, televised and so on. The other will be more in-depth, intense dialogue, closed door, with a smaller number of participants.